is getting this crowd revved up. It's Erskine Elementary School night here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the umpires have just received the lineups from Jim Horner and Bobby Magianis, the Kernel skipper. The umpires are sponsored by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Visit them in their spectacular new facility, 1425 Boyson Road in Hiawatha. Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a comprehensive full-service eye care center where you can have your eyes examined, then get your glasses and contact lenses right on site. Anderson & Brown's new facility on Boyson Road is also wheelchair accessible. That includes the exam rooms. Things are coming into focus at Anderson & Brown Eye Care, and they're proud to sponsor our umpires. Thanks to Todd Brummelkamp, our Director of Sports Information and Media Relations. Our internet is on the mend, so we'll have that fixed and be able to give you scores throughout the evening. State Farm Major League Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler. This afternoon in Detroit, we'll have more on this later, but former Kernels Mike Napoli, Howie Kendrick, Casey Kochman, and Tommy Murphy all played as the Angels snapped a 6-game losing skid. They dumped the Tigers 7-2. The White Sox remain hot as they knocked off the Mariners at U.S. Cellular Field 4-1. And in the 7th inning, the last we had it before our server disappeared on us, Oakland was trouncing Cleveland 12-3 at the Coliseum in the 7th inning. This afternoon in the National League, one game and it's final. At Miller Park, the Brewers knocked off the Giants 7-4. Well, the Cost Cutters Dream Team members are standing out on the diamond. The sun is shining brightly, and they're next to the kids from Erskine. The Erskine Eagles are our featured school this evening, and they're wearing bright yellow shirts with black lettering. Nick Adenhart and his battery mate Brett Martinez are now running out to their positions, and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, whom the Kernels swept 3 games from up in Appleton before Easter, have come out in front of their home third base dugout. Let's take the sound down to the field and have the Erskine Eagles introduced. These kids from Erskine will be singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Father America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by Eagle Energy from Erskine School.
Erskine Eagle Energy with the national anthem on this beautiful Thursday evening. The sun is shining brightly, and Nick Adenhart will try to build upon his sterling record of 3-0. 63 degrees, our game time temperature, and the Kernels are taking on a vastly improved Wisconsin Timber Rattler club. They were scuffling a little bit when we took 3 from them up in Appleton by scores of 7-2, 4-2, and 5-3. They've turned it around. They're just 2 games under 500. The Kernels stand at the 500 mark, ready to go in the second leg of this 8-game homestand. We're glad you're with us here on Thirsty Thursday, Buck a Cup Thursday, if you will. $1 draft beer, $1 12-ounce soda, bottled water's only $2, slushies are only $1, and tomorrow we'll be eager to greet you for the noon start. The gates open tomorrow at 11, and we'll have the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show for you at 11:40 tomorrow morning. Those noon starts are so popular. Let's set the Kernels for you defensively. It's the missing soldier in the left field. We're glad that Pat Riley got the call up to Rancho Cucamonga. He certainly proved that he was worthy with his team-high batting average, his team-high RBIs, and 4 triples. Flint Whipke is in left field for the first time this season. Brad Kuhn in center. Warner Madrigal in right. On the infield for the Kernels, Dallas Morris at third. Heinle Statius the shortstop. At second base, Marco Albano and Mark Trumbo, who visited with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Brooks at bat. Bob Brooks did a fine job delving into Mark's young life, and he's at first, a battery of Adenhart and Martinez. The leadoff batter for Wisconsin is one of the best hitters in the league, Jeffrey Dominguez, and the game's first pitch is a strike, a fastball. Dominguez squared to bunt and took it for strike 1. Dallas Morris is right in between the grass and the dirt, playing shallow at third. Now a step onto the grass as Dominguez whistles a fastball in on his hands, back to the screen, strike 2 to Jeffrey. Dominguez is a switch hitter from Puerto Rico, and he was taken in the 9th round in 2005 by Seattle, batting .349. And a changeup skips in the dirt, and that's ball 1. Jeffrey has been in pro ball 2 years, and he has no home runs this season, 7 runs driven in, 5 doubles, 4 steals, and 6 tries. Again, we thank both Todd Brummelkamp and Bob Brooks for highlighting Mike Napoli's remarkable accomplishment earlier this afternoon in Detroit. Only the 92nd major leaguer to hit a home run in his first at-bat, and the 3rd Angel to ever do it. Now a breaking pitch skips in the dirt, and it's 2-2 to Dominguez. According to Todd Brummelkamp, whose word is not to be doubted, Don Rose in 1972 homered in his first Angel at-bat, and Dave Mockemer, a former Clinton manager, did it in 1978. The 2-2 pitch from Nick is fouled straight back, and Dominguez, with his .349 average, has now seen 5 pitches from the 19-year-old Colonel right-hander. That's right, former Colonel Mike Napoli in his first big league at-bat at Comerica Park today hit a home run. A slow worm burner out to Marco Albano, the second baseman. He scoops in, flips to first, and there's one away here in the top of the first inning. Jeffrey Dominguez was jammed, and he rolled the ball weakly right to Marco Albano, one away here in the top of the first inning. This afternoon in Detroit, the lower 4 batters in the Angel lineup, all former Kernels, and they all had a hit. Casey Kotzman, a home run. Howie Kendrick, a hit, the DH. Here's a drive smacked into left. Flint Whipke can't get it. It falls in front of him. Rounding first is Casey Craig. He'll make it to second. As you can tell, Flint's playing his first game in left field. Flint Whipke had trouble with that one from the outset. It was stroked hard by Casey Craig, a left-handed batter, and a diving effort by Flint in left field. He trapped it, and then the ball scooted a few feet in front of him, and Casey Craig, with heads-up coaching by Tommy Cruz at first base, just kept on going, and before Flint Whipke could recover, Casey Craig had himself a one-out double. Howie Kendrick had a hit this afternoon. Here's a throw to second, and the ball dislodged from Marco Albano's glove as Casey Craig gets back in. And then Mike Napoli, in his first Colonel at bat, belted, or his first Angel at bat, the former Colonel, belted a home run Only the third Angel to ever do that. Tommy Murphy, in his big league debut in center field, also had a hit. Strike one is in at the knees to Ron Garth, the third baseman. Runner at second. One away. And Nick Adenhart working from the stretch. There's a strike called. You did. 0-2 to Ron Garth here in the top of the first inning. Runner at second, Casey Craig. Adenhart's 0-2, a curve and a swing and a miss. Nick Adenhart gets the number 3 hitter on 3 pitches. A nasty changeup or curveball on 0-2, and Garth was rendered helpless on that one. Now Mike Saunders with an RBI chance. We're just underway. It's a beautiful night, 63 degrees, a good crowd on hand here, and nice to see the plaza section filling up with kids, parents, and staff from Erskine Elementary School. They look great out on the diamond in their yellow shirts as our Cost Cutters Dream Team on that lush green grass. Nick Adenhart delivers downstairs and inside to Mike Saunders, the left-handed batter. Saunders hitting .262. No homers, 11 RBIs. 19 years old, and he takes ball 2 outside. Saunders is an interesting fella, geographically speaking. He grew up in Victoria, British Columbia. That's an island just west of Vancouver, the 2-0. And Saunders fouls it on the ground behind home plate. Mike, though, went to Tallahassee Community College. I believe that's the same school that former Colonel Lefty Micah Posey went to. Nick Adenhart checks Casey Craig, and the pitch is swung on and missed. A changeup. Saunders reached for it, but was way out in front. Mike is a big guy, 6'4", 205, left-handed batter, only 19 years old, facing 19-year-old Nick Adenhart. Swing and a miss, a fastball. Nick Adenhart pitches around a one-out double by Casey Craig, fans the final 2 in the Wisconsin first inning. No runs for the Timber Rattlers, 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors, and Wisconsin leaves 1. And on this gorgeous Thursday evening, it's great to have you with us. After 1/2 inning, Wisconsin nothing, and the Kernels coming to bat. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving Eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and tastes, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Nick Adenhart, Colonel 19-year-old right-hander, pitched around a one-out double from Wisconsin's Casey Craig, striking out Ron Garth. And the cleanup batter, Mike Saunders. Brad Kuhn will lead off for the Kernels. Brad hitting at .258. No homers, 8 RBIs. He should be plenty fresh because he got Tuesday night off. Only has sat out 2 of the Colonel 26 games. Left-handed hitting Colonel leadoff batter Brad Kuhn. Takes a strike called from Justin Thomas. Thomas's numbers are impressive. 30 and a third innings pitched, only 5 walks. He's given up 32 hits in 30 and a third. A breaking ball is upstairs, and it's 1-1. Justin Thomas has struck out 23 batters in 30 and one-third innings, and he has a 1.78 earned run average. Look out, Kuhn has to jackknife out of the way of a fastball that rode inside on him. Ball 2 to Brad Kuhn. Bottom of the first inning, a beautiful, crisp, sunny Thursday night. There's ball 3 outside to Brad. Kuhn is from the Cleveland area, and he and his dad went to all the Indian openers at Jacobs Field when he was a boy. A tap back to the mound, flag down by Thomas, and the lefty throws to the right field side of the bag, causing Brian Sabatella to step off the base. But then Sabatella had plenty of time to rock back on the bag, and a 1-3 putout as Brad Kuhn actually hit it pretty sharply on one hop right back to the hill for the first out here in the Kernel first inning. That brings up Heinle Stacia. You never know how Heinle is going to dress for a game this evening. He has his white home pants near the tops of his shoes. A little bit of his red socks are showing. Fastball upstairs. It's 1-0 to Stacia. Wisconsin in their gray road uniforms with maroon caps and black bills, maroon numbers. Fastball is his strike called. It's 1-1 to Heinle Stacia. No homers, 6 RBIs, and a chopper to third. Ron Garth gloves it at hat level and zips his throw to first, and Heinle Stacia has bounced out to third. There are 2 away here in the Kernel first inning. No score. Tim Madison, Kernel relief pitcher, joined me very early this morning in the Kernel clubhouse, and he did so cheerfully and willfully as we went out to Prairie Heights Elementary School in the College Community District, then to Coolidge Elementary School to promote the 8th annual Toyota Financial Services Cedar Rapids Gazette Summer Reading Program. Special sponsors this year, Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers and Bloomsbury Farm. Ball 1 low to Renz, and now a changeup is a strike from the 6'2", 220-pound lefty from Youngstown State, Justin Thomas. Swing and a miss by Jordan on a pitch down and in, a changeup. Renz is batting .293. 3 home runs to lead the Kernels. 14 driven in, and Jordan had a big series against South Bend. He had 7 hits. A fastball rides high and tight to Jordan, and it's now 2-2. Outfield plays Renz straight away. The lefty shakes off his catcher, now has the signal he wants, and strikes out Jordan swinging. That pitch cut down and in, and Jordan swung over top of it. Strike 3. The Kernels go quickly and in order in the home half of the first inning, and as we head to the second here on Erskine Elementary School night, Timber Rattlers and Kernels, no score. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
High Hy-Vee, the most respected and recognized brand name in our entire great state. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees value the vital role professional baseball plays in our community's fabric. Our treasured tradition of affordable, wholesome entertainment that brings families, friends, work colleagues, and customers together for lifelong memories. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support the best thing going in eastern Iowa, the wonder of Kernels baseball.
The Wisconsin Timber Rattlers have been a far better team on the road this season than at Fox City Stadium. At home, they're 5-10, only winning 5 of 15 games at home, but on the road, Wisconsin's 7-4. Luis Valbuena, left-handed hitting second baseman, is first up, and he takes the first pitch low from Nick Adenhart. Yes, Tim Madison and I went to Prairie Heights School this morning and had a great reception there from Mrs. Donna Gwenup and Principal Dave Brown. Rita Neerling, a good friend of ours from Toyota Financial Services. Her husband works at Toyota Financial Services. Rita was at Prairie Heights. Then it was on to Coolidge for Lorinda Fitzgerald and her great crew, including second-grade teacher Stella Stuyva. A pitch fouled away to the left, and now the next delivery low and in to Valbuena. Valbuena. Luis stands straight away from the left side, shoulder-width stance, very little bend in his knees, and ball 3 is up and away to Luis Valbuena. .230 hitter on the year, no home runs, 10 RBIs. Valbuena stepped out, and now he taps the plate, wears a pair of white batting gloves, holds his bat like a Roman candle, and whacks the 3-1 pitch foul over the grass slope seating berm, parallel to the left field line. The kids at Prairie Heights and Coolidge were really enthusiastic about reading this spring and summer to earn some wonderful rewards from our sponsors. The full windup and the 3-2 from Adenhart is corked foul past first. Tommy Cruz, one of the 3 Cruz brothers that played in the big leagues, along with Jose and Hector. Tommy's from Puerto Rico, and he's coaching at first in a pullover black windbreaker, and the Wisconsin skipper, Jim Horner, coaches at third. A high pop foul, and that one over the grandstand roof behind the plate. Count remains full to Luis Valbuena. Nick Adenhart has only surrendered 22 hits in 29 2/3 innings on the year. He's fanned 30, walked only 8 in 29 2/3 innings. Another payoff offering. Curve, strike 3 called! Oh, what a big lollipop sharp breaker that was. It froze Luis Valbuena, and that's the first out of the second, and it's the 3rd strikeout in a row for the very polished 19-year-old Colonel right-hander Nick Adenhart. Want to say hello to Nick's folks in Elgin, Illinois. J.B. Tucker's the batter, and he takes low for ball 1, a right-handed hitting catcher. In fact, Nick's parents may be here tonight. His dad's a retired Secret Service agent. Tucker takes low, and that's ball 2. J.B. is from Wake Forest University. Straightaway stance, .222 average. He's belted 3 home runs, though, and has driven in 11 runs. Sways his body back and forth and wraps one past the mound up the middle. Heinley Stacia glides to his left and vacuums it up and gets his man. Oh, Heinley Stacia looks smooth and acrobatic and athletic as he had to go a long way to his left. That ball was hit off the left side of the mound and up the middle, but Heinley got to it in great shape and on to Trumbo for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here in the top of the second. Brett Martinez in his red shin guards and red chest protector trots out to the hill to have a word with Nick Adenhart. Nick is a tall, slender right-hander. Peering in, he has his sign, and his first pitch to Eddie Hernandez is drilled foul into the suites above the third base Wisconsin dugout. Strike 1 to Eddie Hernandez. Eddie's from the Dominican Republic, 6'3", 170. .214 hitter, no homers, 8 RBIs for Eddie Hernandez. There's a changeup, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 now to Eddie Hernandez. You'll be very comfortable here this evening in a light jacket or sweatshirt. Hernandez swings at a high fastball, tied him up in knots, and he misses strike 3. 4 strikeouts in the early going for Nick Adenhart. 2 in the first, 2 here in the second, and down in order go the Timber Rattlers in the second inning. After an inning and a half, Kernels nothing, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
What are you playing, Nigel?
I was just trading places with Phoebe from Friends. She's so funny. She's wicked.
Cool. You know, Sierra Mist and TBS have their Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes, where you can really trade places with your favorite characters and win the ultimate sitcom getaway. Yeah, just go to tbs.com to enter. You can win the Friends Ross and Rachel honeymoon trip to Vegas. There's also a trip to see where the Seinfeld gang hung out in New York City, or an Everybody Loves Raymond trip to a golf resort in California.
The Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes. Just watch Friends on TBS and enter at tbs.com. Brought to you by Sierra Mist. It's that refreshing. No purchase necessary. Internet access required. Subject to official rules at tbs.com. Open to legal residents of the continental U.S. 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Ends 5/16/06.
The Colonel cleanup batter, Flint Whipke, is coming off a 8-hit series against South Bend. Flint was 2 for 4, 2 for 4, 2 for 4, and 2 for 4. So 8 for 16. That's a 500 average, lifting his season average to 297. Flint goes up swinging and fouls the first pitch down the right field line, strike 1. A noon game tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. And we'll have a lot of fun starting at noon. Kernels and these Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. The lefty out of Youngstown State misses inside, Justin Thomas. Thomas brings his hands together just below his chin, then keeps them there. He does not have a full windup. Here's a soft roller up the middle, backhanded by Valbuena, and the throw to first just does get Flint Whipke. Luis Valbuena backhanded that slow roller up the middle and threw out Whipke. That's 4 in a row, retired by lefty Justin Thomas. I'll tell you, Tim Madison, our player representing the Kernels in our 8th annual summer reading program, sponsored by Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, with new sponsors Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers and Bloomsbury Farm. Tim Madison, an outstanding role model to those kids at Prairie Heights and Coolidge. Tim substitute teaches in the off-season. His wife Cassandra is getting her master's degree in reading specialist. Brett Martinez swung at the first pitch in on his hands and missed. Now a pitch inside, and now Brett takes a strike at the knees. Justin Thomas appears to have the same kind of pinpoint command that Colonel starter Nick Adenhart has. We were scoreless in the series finale against South Bend until the 10th inning on Tuesday night when the Silverhawks got a 2-run homer from their pinch hitter Greg Thompson. Brett Martinez goes down on strike swinging, a pitch down and in, and that's 5 in a row now, retired by Justin Thomas. Mark Trumbo, the hitter. Bob Brooks, legendary Hall of Fame sportscaster, with his Brooks at Bat segment on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Had a nice conversation with the big Colonel right-handed hitter. Ball one outside. Mark hitting 179, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs for Mark Trumbo. Slightly open stance, uses a white ash bat, and lays off a pitch downstairs, ball 2. The sun is shining, a pretty substantial breeze blowing from left field to right field. Mark Trumbo lifts one into deep center. Back goes Mike Saunders at the wall. It's a home run! Over the 400-foot sign in straightaway center by Mark Trumbo, his third of the year, and the Kernels take a 1-0 lead here in the second inning. Mark Trumbo got a pitch to his liking, and he didn't miss it. He hit it high and deep, and it jumped off his bat over the 400-foot sign. Mike Saunders turned and went all the way to the warning track, looked up, and it was out of here, brother. Home run. Mark Trumbo with his third of the year. That ties him for the team lead with Jordan Renz, and the Kernels having an early run after Justin Thomas had set down 5 in a row. Dallas Morris trying to go the other way, fouls one off to the right, strike one. Well, Mark Trumbo told Bob Brooks on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show that he's a notoriously slow starter and that he was working on some things and that things would come together for him. A line drive ripped towards right field and a diving catch to his right by Luis Valbuena. He's had some air knocked out of him. Valbuena probably took a double, if not a triple, away from Dallas Morris. Dallas hit a BB, a scalding liner that Luis Valbuena stabbed in midair, leaping to his right. He robbed Dallas Morris of an extra base hit, did the Wisconsin second baseman. That was some play. A 2-out homer by Trumbo. 1 run for the Kernels in the second, 1 hit. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. That Mark Trumbo home run means PRC's Community Care has donated another $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. It's their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, and the Kernels have now hit 10 home runs this spring, meaning PRC, the former Access Direct here in Cedar Rapids, has donated $250 to the Haycap Food Reservoir to help feed the hungry in our community. Thank you, PRC, on behalf of the Haycap Food Reservoir. After 2 innings, Kernels on top, 1-0 over Wisconsin. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more.
I'm a pepper.
You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one full taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Leading off for Wisconsin in the top of the third, 1-0 Kernels, Brian Sabatella. He took a strike and then bounced one just foul outside third. Dallas Morris backhanded it behind the bag, but it was ruled foul, and Sabatella sprinted down the line. He stands back in, and Nick Adenhart fires high for ball 1. A 2-out home run over the center field wall, the 8-foot-high green padded wall 400 feet away by Mark Trumbo. Here's a little slow roller to third, barehanded by Dallas Morris. He throws the batter out. That was some super play by the Colonel third baseman, Dallas Morris. Charged that slow roller by the right-handed hitter, Sabatella. Barehanded it through from off balance with his body taking him towards home plate and had enough oomph behind the peg to nip Sabatella at first, and it was a bang play, an outstanding effort and play at third by Dallas Morris. One away, and that is here in the Wisconsin third, and that is now 6 straight retired by Nick Adenhart, who misses outside ball 1 to Jairo Hernandez. Right-handed hitter who tomahawks it in the air to shallow left. Heinle Statius backpedaling and stays with it as that wind played a few tricks with it. And Heinle Statia one-hands it in shallow left field in front of Flint Whipke for the second out of the inning. That is now 7 straight retired by Nick Adenhart. He faces the top of the order. Jeffrey Dominguez, the leadoff hitter, rolled out to second in the first inning. A cut fastball misses down and in to the left-handed hitter. Second in the league in hitting. .349 batting, Jeffrey Dominguez. A change-up is bounced to first. Mark Trumbo waves off Nick Adenhart. Takes the play unassisted a few steps to his left after Trumbo fielded the two-hopper. Easy top of the third for Nick Adenhart as he sets the side down in order, and Nick is now retired 8 straight Timber Rattlers. Quickly, 2.5 innings have been completed here on Erskine Elementary School night, with the Kernels on top of Wisconsin 1-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Who's that true cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio?
It's time for Clement's Great Grill Challenge. If someone asks you, what's cooking, Daddy-O, tell them Clement's is always lean and juicy. The other guys have more fat, more flare-ups, and shrinking taste. Avoid unnecessary flare-ups. Never substitute fat for flavor. Always grill Clement's. King of the grill, man. Grill's hot, he's cool. Who's your patio?
That soothing, calm melody lets us know a message from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. And I'm proud to bring you the message. Peck's Flower and Garden Center reminds you that Mother's Day is coming up Sunday, May 14th, and your mom will be delighted when she receives flowers and plants from Peck's. Peck's is your professional FTD and Teleflora florist, and they can deliver your Mother's Day gift of flowers and plants almost anywhere. Choose from one of Peck's many thoughtful, fresh flower bouquets and growing plant arrangements. Peck's will create the perfect floral gift for Mom and deliver it for you if you wish. Peck's Flower and Garden Center, they've been delivering Mother's Day smiles since 1956. Peck's is at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast. Call now and make sure Mom smiles on Mother's Day with a delightful gift from Peck's.
Number 27.
We do have a third final from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In Oakland, the Athletics clobbered Cleveland 12-4. That's the final. Warner Madrigal still trying to get untracked here in the early going. Leads off in the bottom of the third, 1-0 Kernels. On the strength of a Mark Trumbo 2-out homer. Here's a mammoth drive. You talk about getting untracked. That one is going over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion onto 8th Avenue across the street. Warner Madrigal with a prodigious clout, his first extra base hit of the season. He makes it 2-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the third inning. That one might be in a yard of a White House across 8th Avenue. It may be in the yard of a house across 8th Avenue, a White House. Warner Madrigal hit that into another stratosphere. He sent it into orbit. And it may still be going. Way over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion and left. I'm sure it cleared 8th Avenue. and it may be in the lawn of the house across the street. Now Marco Albano hits one high and deep to right. Jairo Hernandez gets on his horse, gallops back, and has it for the first out of the inning. Warner Madrigal trying to get on track. I must have put the right kind of whammy on him. I mean, he hit one a ton. So 2 long home runs, one by Trumbo, one by Madrigal, and it's 2-0 Kernels. Brad Kuhn facing this lefty, Justin Thomas, for the second time, fakes a bunt and takes the pitch outside, ball 1. 2-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the third inning. A check swing bouncer to second. Easy play for Luis Valbuena on to first, and Brad Kuhn is retired on a swing bouncer to second. 2 out here in the Kernel third. Warner Madrigal's home run, the second of the night, now brings the Kernel total this spring to 11 home runs. And for every Kernel home run, PRC, the former Access Direct here in Cedar Rapids, puts donates $25 into the Haycap Food Reservoir. And that's PRC's Home Runs for the Hungry campaign, trying to make strides to help eliminate hunger in our community. Golfing the first pitch foul into the plaza section, strike 1, is Heinley Stacia. With 11 home runs this spring, PRC's Community Care has now put forth $275 to the Haycap Food Reservoir. Thomas fires low and in, and it's 1-1 to Heinley Stacia. Well, the Kernels got the bats going until the shutout in the series finale here Tuesday night at the hands of South Bend, and a couple of long balls, and I mean no doubters, by Mark Trumbo over the center field wall and Warner Madrigal over the 16-foot high wall and left. The folks in the Whirling Waters Mix 96.5 FM Westdale Mall home run hot tub got a very good view of that long home run by Madrigal. There are 2 trees that are almost in full bloom behind the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. They're in a yard across 8th Avenue. And I would love to know if Jack Rader, here's a check swing and rather a half swing by Heinley Stacia on a 2-2 pitch, and Heinley is gone on that half swing to end the Kernel third. 1 run for the Kernels on the Madrigal home run, 1 hit. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty and have stranded no one in their first 3 at-bats. It's Erskine Elementary School night here at the ballpark, and we hope to have Jarden Engen with us in a little bit from Erskine. I was saying I hope Kernel General Manager Jack Rader or perhaps Kernel Sports Information Director Todd Grummelkamp might get a tape measure out tomorrow morning and see how far Madrigal's home run really went. After 3, it's the Kernels leading the Timber Rattlers 2-0. And you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The summer heat can be so oppressive unless you can keep your cool. Who do you call when your cooling system fails? Call on the A-Team at Ahern Plumbing and Heating. The A-Team can inspect and ensure that your cooling system is good to go when you need it most. 24 hours a day, rely on the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872. 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems Advanced Life Support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Get it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
When it's important to you, coffee works. Let your work shine through. Quality coffee, do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works. Computer Center Coffee works. We do it better when you think of coffee. Think of Coffee Works. Coffee Works.
The first pitch from Nick Adenhart to the number 2 hitter Casey Craig is upstairs, and now Nick takes something off the second offering and has Craig out in front, a swing and a miss. 2-0 Kernels. Home runs by Mark Trumbo and Warner Madrigal have staked the Kernels to an early lead. Casey Craig doubled in front of left fielder Flip Whipke in the first inning, and he whistles the 1-1 pitch foul off the umpire's doors behind home plate. Here on Erskine Elementary School night. 2-0 Kernels. Brad Kuhn is shifted way around to the left in center field as Nick flings a curveball high and outside to the left-handed batter, Casey Craig. Casey does not wear batting gloves. He was a Mariner 21st round pick in 2003, 21 years old, 6'1", and he corks it hard into shallow right. Madrigal coming on, fields it on one hop, and Casey Craig is aboard here in the fourth inning with a leadoff single. Craig is 2 for 2, and he snaps the string of 8 in a row that had been retired by Nick Adenhart. So Casey Craig, a .263 hitter, left-handed batter, is 2 for 2 tonight. Here's Ron Garth, who struck out in the first inning. Ron's a right-handed batter. Garth is from Nicaragua. Hit .357 in 27 games with Peoria in Arizona in the Rookie League ranks a year ago. Ball one is just low. The Kernels wanted the call, didn't get it from the home plate umpire, who's wearing gray slacks, a black belt, and navy blue top, a navy blue knit top. Casey Craig, a big lead at first. He's not going. And Garth pounds it on the ground at first. Foul ball as Mark Trumbo picked it up in front of the bag. Foul ball by inches. The Kernels may argue that. Mark Trumbo was holding the runner, and the ball was hit off the end of the bat. Garth broke his bat, and Ron will go back to the third base Wisconsin dugout to get a new war club. The Kernels are in their white home uniforms tonight. Navy blue caps, red bills, red numbers trimmed in black, red socks, and big block letters arched across the front of the white home jerseys that spell out Kernels. Our game time temperature was 63 degrees. It's now 61. Casey Craig draws a throw, and he just got back. He's 3 for 6 in stolen base attempts. Craig just got underneath the tag, sliding head first at Mark Trumbo. Outfield plays Ron Garth straight away. Another throw to first. No tag this time by Mark. Ron Garth, 5'11", 165, straightaway stance from the right side. And he rolls one to shallow third. The only play for Dallas Morris is to glove it and throw out the batter as Casey Craig advances to second. Ron Garth did not get good wood on that pitch from Nick Adenhart. He rolled it weakly to shallow third, and it was a good thing Dallas Morris kept his eyes down on the ball and didn't try to do too much. Dallas knew on such a softly hit ball that he had no chance to get the lead run, Casey Craig. He went from first to second, and Dallas Morris got the batter, Ron Garth, third base to first. Here's Mike Saunders wrapping one on 2 hops to Marco Albano. The short throw from the Colonel Sec. Oh, and now Craig rounds third. A throw to third. He just got back. Oh, Casey Craig rounded third, came about 20 feet down the third base line. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose or whether he thought he could score on that ball hit to the right side or whether he forgot how many outs there were. But Mark Trumbo threw hard to third, and I mean Casey Craig just did get back at third base. He's there with 2 out. Mike Saunders' first pitch swinging is bounced out to Marco Albano at second. Now a big yellow hammer is a strike called to Luis Valbuena. And again, we're expecting Jarden Engen from Erskine Elementary School. We haven't seen Jarden yet, but hopefully he'll make his way up here. First thing we'll do is ask him about his name. J-A-I-R-D-I-N. Jarden. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but saying it phonetically, that's all I can come up with. A curve, and it's swung on and missed by Luis Valbuena, strike 2. Runner at third for Wisconsin. 2 gone, top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Kernels. The Timber Rattlers are hitting .293 on the road, but only .207 at home. Another foul. That one bit Brett Martinez. He's all right. Overall, the Timber Rattlers are ranked 9th in the league and hitting 9th of 14 teams. They're batting .249. The Kernel pitching staff is 3rd best in the league with a 2.85 ERA. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Oh, did Nick Adenhart have Luis Valbuena out in front? Nick records his 5th strikeout of the evening and pitches around a leadoff single by Casey Craig. No runs in the 4th for Wisconsin, 1 hit. There were no Kernel errors. The Timber Rattlers leave a runner aboard, their 2nd man stranded of the evening. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, on the strength of Mark Trumbo and Warner Madrigal long balls, the Kernels lead the Timber Rattlers 2-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. Well, it's nice how he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edges, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little W's...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family's blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Lefty Justin Thomas brings the first pitch of the Kernel 4th homeward, and it misses outside and high. A fastball to Jordan Renz. Jordan has a straightaway stance from the right side, and the next pitch is fouled high above the Kernel first base dugout. Strike 1 to Jordan Renz. Renz, Whipke, Martinez here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kernels with home runs by Trumbo and Madrigal. Solo Blast lead this one 2-0 behind Nick Adenhart. The wind is blowing hard now from left to right. And our main gauge is the American flag high atop the silver flagpole behind the 403 sign, right between the net that serves as the batter's eye and the 5-story high Kernel scoreboard. Ball 3, low and away to Jordan. That wind blowing from left to right has Old Glory fairly stiff tonight. Waving that flag around pretty good. Ball 4 drifts outside. Jordan Renz, who struck out to end the first, opens the Kernel 4th by drawing a base on balls. First walk issued by either hurler tonight. And I'll appeal to some of my colleagues who listen to the ball games around the stadium. We're looking for a Jaredon Engen, E-N-G-E-N, from Erskine Elementary School. Jaredon Engen, where we hope will be joining us here in the middle innings to tell us about Erskine. There goes the runner. A pitch inside, and no chance for catcher J.B. Tucker. It's a stolen base by Renz. Jordan was about 8 feet towards second in his break before the lefty, Justin Thomas, broke his hands and delivered the pitch home inside and low to Flint Whipke. Jordan Renz has his first stolen base of the year, and that was a well-timed break from first by Renz. He really caught Justin Thomas unaware. Now a fastball is inside to the Colonel cleanup batter, Flint Whipkey. Flint grounded out to second to open up the second. Renz is at second with nobody out. Flint will try to hit the ball on the ground to the right side of the Timber Rattler infield to get Jordan over to third. Thomas checks Renz and delivers to Whipkey. A drive into deep right. Hernandez back. It's over his head and off the wall. Flint Whipkey has made it 3-0 Kernels as Renz scores. Flint's trying for third, and he makes it with an RBI triple. Flint Whipkey. Yeah, he hit it to the right side all right. He socked it over the head of Jairo Hernandez off the wall. Renz scored standing up. The relay from Hernandez to Valbuena to Ron Garth at third. Not in time. Flint beat it with a feet-first slide, and the Kernels lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Man, Flint Whipkey now has 9 hits in his last 5 games. And you talk about trying to do the right thing. Mark Trumbo told us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show, Brooks at Bat, that the Angels are big on situational hitting. And Whipkey took that ball the other way and belted over the head of Jairo Hernandez. Infield in for the play at the plate as Brett Martinez looks at a strike on the outside corner. Whipkey's at third with nobody out, and the Timber Rattlers are forced to bring their infield in. Brett struck out his first time. Swings late and misses, strike 2. Brett Martinez steps out. He's batting .268, no home runs, 8 RBIs. The Timber Rattler infield is in on the edge of the grass for the play at the plate. Brett Martinez fights off a changeup and loops it foul off to the right. The count remains 0-2 to the Colonel right-handed hitting catcher, Brett Martinez. 3-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the fourth. Flint Whipkey's triple was his third of the year. There's a pitch high and away, wasted by the southpaw Justin Thomas out of Youngstown State. Youngstown State's nickname, the Penguins. The Youngstown State Penguins. Now a meeting on the mound between J.B. Tucker, the catcher, second baseman Luis Valbuena, and the hurler Justin Thomas. J.B. Tucker, wearing black shin guards and a black chest protector, returns behind home plate. 3-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the fourth. Flint Whipkey with a short lead at third. The lefty Justin Thomas is working from the stretch. The 1-2 inside, and that moved Brett Martinez off the plate. It's 2-2. Outfield plays Martinez straight away. Brett stands straight up away at the plate and taps one foul off his protective black guard that is wrapped around his front ankle. Now Thomas comes set above the letters. And a swing and a miss on the pitch low and away. Brett Martinez was fooled as Justin Thomas ran that pitch down and away from Brett Martinez. And Brett's down swinging, one away. The big man in the inning now, as far as the Kernels are concerned, is Mark Trumbo. Mark belted a delivery over the center field wall with 2 out in the second inning, his third home run of the year. It looks like we have Jardin Engen with us. Honey, come on down. Nancy Erickson's a great friend of the Kernels, and she had the Eagle energy going tonight from Erskine. And the first thing we promised to ask you, Jardin, because we have a lot of listeners, is a little bit about your name and if we're pronouncing it right. We'll see here in a second. After this next pitch, we'll let Jordan pronounce her name and see if I'm anywhere near it. There's ball 2 low to Trumbo. Honey, how do you pronounce it?
Sheridan.
Well, there it is. There. Sheridan. And is it Engen? All right. Honey, it sounds like a Swedish or Norwegian name, is it?
Yeah, my great-grandparents were from Norway and Sweden.
Well, I guessed right for once. The 2-0 to Trumbo. A strike. Mark could be choosy on that 2-0 pitch. Well, honey, have a seat here, and we'll visit with you and about Erskine, your great school. I see you have your Eagle Energy yellow shirt on. That's wonderful. Get in the game. Erskine, April 25th. You must have had a special event you can tell us about. A line drive smash past third, down the left field line. Whitkey scores from third. The left fielder, Casey Craig, gets it back in, and Mark Trumbo almost took the glove off Ron Garth, the third baseman. No error charged on Garth. That pitch was ripped to the right of Garth at third, down the left field line, an RBI single for Mark Trumbo. He gets Whitkey home to make it 4-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the 4th inning. What a night at the plate so far for our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest, Mark Trumbo. Well, Jordan, what event did you have that real recent, April 25th, that has a basketball, football, and what event was it called Get in the Game?
It was our 5th grade musical.
Oh, okay, you're a 5th grader.
Yeah.
So this is your last year at Erskine.
Mm-hmm.
And is Erskine Energy comprised of 5th graders, Jordan?
Yes, and it's Eagle Energy.
Eagle Energy, I'm sorry. I've been botching that name, and Nancy knows it for 5 years. Here's a high pop foul off to the right, and it's Dallas Morris in the hole 0-1. Well, Jordan, that is such a special group of kids down there. You sang with such poise and confidence and beautiful singing. How often does Mrs. Erickson have your group practice?
Well, we usually practice every Friday at 8:15 till school starts.
Well, that's good dedication. Is that all school year then?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I noticed you memorized the songs. Mrs. Erickson didn't have you reading off script music. How long does it take you to memorize a song? About singing it 10 times or 20 or?
Well, I don't really know.
Okay, but you do memorize it. And does that come naturally to you, or do you have to practice with your mom and dad at home on it some?
No, I don't usually have to practice.
To memorize.
But sometimes I guess I accidentally sing the song.
Oh, it sticks in your mind. You bet you would. We do that with our favorite songs. Jordan, for those that don't know, could you describe where Erskine Elementary School is located?
Well, it's...
Do you know where Mount Vernon Road is?
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty close to there?
Yeah, it's pretty close to there.
Yeah, and a lot of people can relate to that because Mount Vernon Road's a pretty busy road.
Mm-hmm.
What do your folks do, Jordan? You seem to be pretty poised and confident and very calm. What do they do for a living?
Well, my dad works at Rockwell Collins, and my mom just doesn't work.
Well, I just read a study about that I'll share with you and your mom. A tap up the middle could be a double play. Valbuena fields it at second, steps on the bag, throws to first to get Dallas Morris. The double play goes 4-3. A 4-3 double play as Dallas forced Trumbo on a softly hit grounder up the middle to end the Kernel 4th. But here on Erskine Elementary School night, the Kernels strike for 2 runs. On 2 hits, a walk, a stolen base. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. We're going to pick up right where we left off with Jordan Ingen, a 5th grader at Erskine Elementary. In fact, I'll give her and her mom the good news about being a so-called housewife, homemaker, or stay-at-home mom when we return. After 4-0 Kernels, you're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one.
To you, Susan, take Giuseppe Florentino.
You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you sing. Come to Zio Giano's for il Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
A member of Nancy Erickson's Erskine Energy is with us, Jaredon Engen from Erskine, and a ball one is delivered upstairs to J.B. Tucker as the Timber Rattlers bat in the top of the fifth. J.B. grounded out to short in the first. Big curve high from the Colonel 19-year-old right-hander. 2-0. Well, Jaredon, I wanted to tell you, my mom has a college degree from 1954. Here's a little Texas League looper over the head of Marco Albano at second, and it dumps into right center where Brad Kuhn retrieves it. A leadoff single for J.B. Tucker, and that's the first time this evening that Wisconsin has put their leadoff man aboard. Their third hit of the evening. My mom had a college degree, married my dad. They had 5 children, and my mom raised a family. I heard on the radio recently that if you put a value on what my mom did and your mom does, it would be a salary of $130,000 a year. And I'm sure your mom works very hard, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Here's a drive foul. Where did that go? Into the Wisconsin dugout. It almost picked somebody off. And now the fellas are waving the white towel in that Wisconsin dugout. Well, Jaredon, I'm sure you help your mom around the house. What are some of the things that she expects or that you do on your own to help?
Well, she expects us to clean the bonus room every now and then.
What is the bonus room? An area where you can kind of do whatever you want?
Well, yeah, it's a place where we, get to play.
Yeah.
But right now there's a visitor.
Oh, it's a nice...
We don't have a guest room.
Sure. Well, that's neat to call it the bonus room. My mom had another name for it, but I can't tell it on the air because we didn't clean it all the time. Well, here's a pitch in the dirt, and the runner will go to third. Brett Martinez will throw to third, and the runner is safe. Safe. Oh, great hustle by J.B. Tucker as he advances on a wild pitch all the way to third base, and good coaching at third by Jim Horner, the skipper. As soon as the Timber Rattlers saw that ball going toward the Colonel first base dugout, they told Tucker, get to third, and that's a big play in this game because he's there with nobody out. Jaredon, cleaning that bonus room's important. How about a musical instrument? Do you have time to take any kind of musical instrument?
Yeah, I take the piano, and I've taken it since first grade, and we just recently, very recently, maybe just yesterday, bought a guitar.
Well, fantastic. Your background in the piano and in Mrs. Erickson's singing will be a great training ground for the guitar. A 1-2 pitch is cranked foul, rolling 2/3 up the way the first baseline by left-handed hitter Andy Hernandez. 1-2, the Timber Rattlers trailing the Kernels 4-0, but Wisconsin has a runner at third with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Piano takes a lot of discipline, Jaredon. I used to have to practice 1/2 hour every day. How often do you practice?
I have to practice each of my songs 2 times every day, which Usually doesn't take half an hour.
Sure, but the point is you're practicing on a daily basis.
I usually don't, though.
Oh, that's all right. It's probably because you're busy with homework and friends and Erskine Energy and what else? What else do you like doing?
Well, I take soccer sometimes, and I'm in swimming when I'm not in soccer.
A ground ball up the middle, a run will score. Stacia backhands it and gets the batter. Eddie Hernandez drives home a run as Nick Adenhart reached down and tried to stop that grounder up the middle. Almost got a glove on it, but it eluded him. Thankfully, Heinle Stacia moved quickly to his left and threw out Eddie Hernandez, who drives in J.B. Tucker. So a wild pitch that allowed J.B. Tucker to go from first to third results in the Timber Rattlers scoring a run here. It's 4-1 Kernels. Bases empty, one gone for big Brian Sabella, right-handed hitter. Soccer has become such a popular sport in eastern Iowa, Jaredon. What do you like best about it?
I'm not really sure about that.
What position are you?
Well, we keep on switching positions.
Yeah.
My favorite one is defender.
Defender, okay. I'll tell you what soccer takes is a lot of knowledge of where to position yourself on the field so that here's a high chopper to third. Dallas Morris on 2 hops has it and guns in time to get Brian Sabella 2 away here in the Wisconsin 5th. 4-1 Kernels. I've seen beginning soccer players, Jaredon, like first or second graders. They don't mean to, but they all congregate around the soccer ball. And having 11 kids trying to kick the ball winds up that they kick each other in the shins. And you guys are well positioned, I would imagine.
Well, we've kind of got to work on that, I guess.
Well, sure. I'm sure you do. Even great international clubs, as they call them, have to work on that. But I'm glad you like soccer. Swimming, we got to get to that. My little niece up in Alaska is a third grader, and she swims for a team called the Seward, Alaska Tsunamis. And they hope they never have a tsunami up in Alaska, but they could. And it's a fun play upon the word wave. It's 2-0 to Jairo Hernandez, a swing and a miss. What strokes do you swim?
Well, we are not really a team at the Y. There's classes.
Sure.
I just recently, last time I was in swimming, I did stroke clinics too.
Okay. So you're building skills.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jared, that will be something just like the piano and guitar that you can do the rest of your life. Swimming is very kind to the joints. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Marco Albano from shallow right field on the grass throws in time to get Jairo Hernandez. And after the leadoff single, the 2 wild pitches and the RBI ground out, Nick Adenhart has gotten the next 3 Wisconsin hitters, or the next 2. 1 run for the Timber Rattlers on 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors. A wild pitch, though, and the Timber Rattlers leave the bases empty. We'll spend one more half inning with Jaredon Engen, and then she'll rejoin her classmates and friends from Erskine Elementary School, as well as music teacher Nancy Erickson. After 4 1/2, the Kernels now lead the Timber Rattlers 4-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
With spring comes a sound we're all familiar with, lawnmowers. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department encourages you to mulch your grass this year, though, instead of bag. It's a practice known as grass cycling. Why grass cycling? Well, it saves time because you don't have to rake or bag your grass clippings. But it also saves money because those clippings contain essential nutrients, reducing your need for expensive fertilizers. Best of all, grass cycling helps to save landfill space. Do your part. Grass cycle. This message from the Solid Waste and Recycling Department.
back at the ballpark as we hear that great music from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. That means Mother's Day is on the horizon. It's May 14th, and now's the time to think about how you'd like to treat Mom for Mother's Day. Peck's will create the perfect floral gift or plant arrangement, fresh flower bouquet, whatever you think will bring a smile to Mom's face. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop stands ready to serve. Peck's is open until 8 o'clock on weekdays, or weeknights, that is, and until 5 o'clock on weekends. You can visit Peck's online at www.pecksflorist.com. Well, Warner Madrigal, leading off here in the bottom of the fifth, hit a home run of gargantuan proportion his first time up, leading off the third inning. It was his first extra base hit of the year. Sheridan, did you happen to remember, as Warner pulls a pitch foul outside third, do you remember where you were sitting when either of the home runs were hit here tonight?
Am I on?
Yes, you are, honey.
Okay. I think I was either standing or at one of the picnic tables.
Okay. Did you see both of them?
I only saw one of them.
Okay, the one I'm thinking of that Madrigal hit, I think went into that lady's yard in that White House across the street. That's how hard he hit it. Here's a little Texas League looper that is a base hit into right center. Warner fought off a pitch right on his fist and was strong enough to eke it over the head of the second baseman, Luis Valbuena. A leadoff single for Warner Madrigal opens the Kernel fifth in this 4-1 game. Kernel's ahead. Jaredon Engen is with us from Erskine Elementary School. And Jaredon, you got to level with me now. There's just about 1 month left of school. You're a fifth grader, so you're kind of king of the hill there at Erskine. Are you still motivated and focused, or are you kind of thinking summer now?
I'm pretty sure I'm still motivated, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, well, you wait till the first 75-degree day, and it'll be real hard for the teachers to tell, I'll tell you that. But I'm sure your teachers keep you on track at Erskine. Who is your teacher?
Mrs. Schulte.
Mrs. Schulte, okay. How would you describe her as a teacher?
She's nice.
Yep.
But at least considering our class, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Considering our class, she gets frustrated a lot.
Well, she's probably strict and nice at the same time.
Yeah.
And any teacher can get frustrated when it's this time of year, but I bet you have some real good things that you've learned from Mrs. Schulte.
Yeah.
Did you learn your states and capitals this year or as a fourth grader?
As a fourth grader.
You know, another kid told me that from an elementary school, and you're way ahead. When I was a fifth grader, that's when we had to learn them, and you guys are probably learning capitals of foreign countries now.
No, not really.
Okay. Well. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Erickson said you could probably rattle them off from a fourth grade year. A swing and a miss on an 0-2 pitch. Marco Albano did go around, and that strikeout is the fifth of the evening for lefty Justin Thomas. Well, that's great that you got those states and capitals, Jared. And what about math? Is a fifth grader learning division or fractions yet, or where are you in math?
Well, we're working on decimals, percents, and fractions right now.
Well, I didn't start learning those till sixth grade, so that's great. They always got the better of me. There goes the runner. Now he stops as Brad Kuhn tries to drag a bunt down the first base line. He did so, but he dragged it into foul territory. Strike one to Brad Kuhn. Are you pretty comfortable with decimals, fractions, and what was the third element?
Percent.
Yes. Is that coming okay?
Yeah, I think it's doing pretty well.
Good. That's great. Jaredon, you do soccer, you play the piano since first grade. Do you ever give recitals?
Well, no, not really.
That's all right. Here's a smash into right, and Warner Madrigal will go to third as the right fielder drops it. He could be out. The throw to third. Warner is safe! Safe at third! An error by Jairo Hernandez allowed Warner Madrigal to round second. Warner came to a screeching halt, but then Bobby Magallanes yelled out to Madrigal, Come on. And Warner just did beat the throw from the right fielder, Jairo Hernandez. It's a single for Kuhn. An error will be charged to Jairo Hernandez as he let the ball scoot by him a few feet, enough that Warner Madrigal advanced to third on the error committed by the right fielder. And now the Kernels have runners at second and third with only one out in Hindley Statia at the plate. 4-1 Kernels here in the fifth inning. Infield in for Wisconsin. Fastball from Justin Thomas is inside. Well, Jaredon, I think I cut you off. You have given some recitals or more informal performances, you'd call them?
Yes, I have performed in All City.
Oh, you have?
Twice.
Well, fantastic. Chopper to third, backhanded by the third baseman. He throws in the dirt, but gets Statia an RBI for Hindley as Warner Madrigal charges home on the bouncer to shallow third. Hindley Statia has his 7th RBI of the year. Brad Kuhn as Madrigal scored to make it 5-1 Kernels. Kuhn went to third, and with a runner at third and 2 away, here's Jordan Renz. Boy, I give you credit, Jaredon, because at All City, there's a lot of people in the audience, aren't there?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
Okay, so not enough to make you nervous.
No.
Good.
At All City, it's a music contest, and you're actually in a little room, and it's only the people who are coming up next.
You know, I like that. Here's a swing and a miss. I have to tell you that when I was your age and younger, I was kind of nervous when I had to give a piano recital in a suit in front of parents in a ladies' living room, my music teacher, and I still remember it. The 0-2 to the batter is strike 3 called, and Jordan Renz is caught looking. In the Colonel fifth, 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 Wisconsin error, and it cost them a run. And the Kernels leave 1 man aboard, our first stranded of the evening. Jaredon, you've been delightful. It's your next couple of seconds. Anything else you'd like to tell us about your family, Erskine, the music? Any final thoughts from you, honey, because you've done great.
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
Their names are Seth and Caleb. They're both younger than me.
Where do they go to school?
Seth goes to Erskine and Caleb goes to Monroe.
I bet they look up to you.
Kind of hard to tell.
Okay. Well, you've been very honest and forthcoming. Jaredon Engen, thank you so much. If you'll wait for just a second before you and Mrs. Honey, help me out. I've drawn a blank with Mrs. Erickson. Before you guys head down, I have a small something for you. After 5, with our Springhouse trivia question coming next, Kernels 5, Wisconsin 1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Sylvia, you know that cruise you've always wanted?
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
That would be our house, Bob. Are you feeling all right, dear?
Well, this is so cool. Guarantee Bank will let us use the equity in our home to do just about anything we want. College tuition, a room addition, a cruise, and best of all, the interest may be tax deductible. Now, do you see it? The sun, the waves, the tropical breezes.
Ooh, now I see it. It's a convertible. The sun on my face, the wind in my hair.
See your guarantee banker in Cedar Rapids, Marion, or Hiawatha, and use the equity in your home to do whatever you want, even if it's just to get out of the house.
Feel the road, the roar of the engine.
The roar of the...
Hey, it's my kind of life. Keep your hands off my Porsche, Bobby boy.
Guarantee Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Consult your tax advisor for interest deductibility. Some restrictions apply.
If you're looking to enhance your property's appearance, function, or value, make the experts at King's Material your most reliable teammate. Retaining walls? You bet. Custom patios? Bingo. Bulk blades and steps? King's Material says yes. King's Material has all the brick, concrete, and stone elements to make your landscaping, masonry, and architectural projects become a reality. To view the astonishing array of beautiful and innovative products King's Material can bring to your home, yard, or business, visit King's online at kingsmaterial.com.
Top of the 6th inning, top of the order for Wisconsin, 5-1 Kernels. The lights have started to take effect now on this cool, crisp, clear Thursday night. Tomorrow, a noon start. We'd love to see you here for Cinco de Mayo. An 0-2 curveball by Nick Adenhart. Strike 3 call to Jeffrey Dominguez, the second best hitter in the league with a .349 average. Nothing for 3 tonight. Nick Adenhart, with his first strikeout since the 4th inning, now has 6 strikeouts tonight. Top of the 6th inning, 5-1 Kernels, and that signals a chance for you to have some fun with baseball and the Springhouse Family Restaurant trivia question. If you've been one of our 11 previous winners, please play along wherever you're tuned in this evening, but please don't call in. That'll give all the other great baseball fans and Kernel listeners their fair shot at a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. A 1-0 curveball is strike 2 call, or strike 1 to Casey Craig. Casey's 2 for 2. Left-handed hitter. Tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul off the shin guards of Brett Martinez, strike 2. Kernels have out-hit Wisconsin 6-3 and lead the Timber Rattlers 5-1. Well, barbecue pork ribs, slow cooked and smothered in barbecued sauce, are the specialty of the house at the Springhouse Friday and Saturday nights. And with the weekend coming, you might want to think about enjoying those tender, fall-off-the-bone barbecue pork ribs, just $7.45 Friday night, tomorrow night, that is, and Saturday night at the Springhouse. A change-up to Casey Craig, and he takes it for ball 3. The barbecue pork ribs at the Springhouse include baked potato, vegetable, tossed salad, fresh baked bread, and butter. For only $7.45, tender, slow oven-cooked barbecue pork ribs at the Springhouse tomorrow night and Saturday night. Here's a line drive into left. Flint Whipke has it, drops it, and that'll allow Casey Craig to reach third base. He's rounding second. I take that back. He stops at second. An error on Flint Whipke. Well, it's Flint's first time in left field. He looked very unsure of himself in right field, but you can't blame him. Flint Whipke is a catcher by trade, and it is not easy to learn how to play the outfield. You can't just throw somebody out there and say, well, we expect you to be proficient. Flint will get better. He had that ball flick off his glove. It was tailing away from him, and for the third time tonight, Casey Craig reaches. That error on Flint Whipke, just his third this season, and a runner at second with one away. Here in the Wisconsin 6th inning, 5-1 Kernels. Nick Adenhart misses in the dirt, and the runner will go to third, and he's safe. Brett Martinez had to dash after that pitch off his chest protector. It went about 20 feet up the third baseline, and Casey Craig goes from second to third on a Nick Adenhart wild pitch, his second of the night. Nick entered this his 6th start of the year with no wild pitches, but 2 tonight in the last 2 innings. It was ball 1 to Ron Garth, the right-handed hitter. Now he slices a drive foul up onto the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. All right, we'll have you call our number at the end of this Wisconsin 6th inning and answer our Springhouse trivia question. I'll give it to you after this next delivery, the 1-1 offering from Adenhart to Ron Garth. Low in the dirt, and a run-saving stop by Brett Martinez, holding at third, Casey Craig. Here's our Springhouse trivia question. In the past 10 years, at the helm with the Rockies, Tigers, and Royals, this manager has posted a .422 winning percentage. Who is he? In the past 10 years, at the helm with the Rockies, Tigers, and Royals, this manager has posted a .422 winning percentage. Name him. And the number you'll call is 896-7589, 896-7589. The 2-1 is nubbed past the mound. A run will score. Marco Albano throws out Ron Garth for the second out of the inning. Ron Garth makes it a 5-2 game, Kernels, with his 16th run driven in the year. Ron Garth squibbed it past Nick Adenhart to the right of the hill. And the second baseman, Marco Albano, got Garth, but on the play, Casey Craig scores an unearned run. And the Kernel lead has been shaved to 5-2. We'll be taking your phone calls at the end of this top of the sixth inning. A strike is in to Mike Saunders, the left-handed hitting cleanup batter. In the past 10 years, at the helm with the Rockies, Tigers, and Royals, this manager has posted a .422 winning percentage. He's won 388 games, lost 531, yet he's managed three different teams, the Tigers, Rockies, and Royals, in the last 10 years. A pitch swatted into shallow left, and it drops in front of Clint Whipke. Rounding first and holding on is Mike Saunders. Mike hit it off the trademark and blooped it over the head of Heinle Stacia into shallow left. Boy, Clint Whipke has been a busy man as he got it back in. That hit is the fourth of the game for Wisconsin. Luis Valbuena has struck out twice. He'll bat here with a runner at first, 2 away. Top of the sixth inning, 5-2 Kernels. We'll take your calls at the end of this top of the sixth inning at 896-7589, 896-7589 for your chance to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Spring House. A fastball to Valbuena is strike one called. Luis is a left-handed hitter. .230 average, no homers, 10 RBIs. The 0-1 to Valbuena. In the dirt, a changeup for ball one. Our Springhouse trivia question: in the past 10 years at the helm with the Rockies, Tigers, and Royals, this manager has posted a .422 winning percentage. Name him. The 1-1. Low and ball two. We'll take your calls at the end of this sixth inning at 896-7589. 896-7589. Big gap in right center as Brad Kuhn is shifted around to the left. A changeup and a swing and a miss by Valbuena. He steps out of the box, tightens his white batting gloves, uses a white ash bat, wears a black Timber Rattler batting helmet. The left-handed batter ready for the 2-2. It's in the dirt, ball three. Now the count full. Mark Trumbo plays behind Mike Saunders. Here's the payoff delivery. Corked foul on the ground past the Wisconsin hitting coach at first base, Tommy Cruz. We'll also be revisiting the State Farm Major League scoreboard. In the sixth or seventh inning, 4 finals from this afternoon. There goes the runner, the next 3-2 pitch, and this one is rolled foul towards the Kernel first base dugout. The Kernels scored a run in the second on a 2-out home run over the center field wall by Mark Trumbo, his third of the year. Warner Madrigal belted one across the street over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion in left, his first extra base hit of the year to make it 2-0 Kernels. The runner goes, a pitch up and in, and a check swing bouncer to Adenhart. Nick calmly fields it, takes a couple of steps to his left, and tosses out Luis Valbuena. That was an excuse-me swing by Valbuena, and a one-hop comebacker ends the Timber Rattlers' sixth inning. 1 run unearned on 1 hit for Wisconsin, 1 wild pitch. There were 1 Kernel error, and the Timber Rattlers leave a runner aboard. They've stranded 3. As we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, the Kernels on top of the Timber Rattlers, 5-2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Jumpstart your future with learning from Kirkwood Community College. No matter what your age or previous work experience, you have new opportunities as close as your phone. 398-5517. Kirkwood has hundreds of choices for career and technical programs. Kirkwood has financial aid and support options to help you succeed. And Kirkwood has locally based centers to help you balance work, family, and learning. Kirkwood is ready when you're ready. Call Kirkwood Admissions today, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here, go anywhere.
Convenience and trust. Two things all of us want. At Tri-State Travel, we offer both. It's convenient for you to make one call or one visit to our office for all your travel needs. A one-day tour, a cruise, a trip to Branson, to charter a motor coach. For 66 years, Tri-State Travel has been a name you can trust to provide quality products. Come see why you can trust us to provide the convenience you expect. Tri-State Travel now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premiums, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
We have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Trivia question. We'll do that, but right now, let's remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network this evening on 1450 KMRY, Cedar Rapids. Lefty Justin Jones has missed in the dirt twice with changeups to Flint Whipkey. Flint tripled and scored in the fourth inning, in the Kernel two-run fourth inning. 5-2 Kernels here in the bottom of the sixth. There's a drive into right, but Jairo Hernandez scoots a few steps to his right and spears it, reaching high above his head. Flint Whipkey retired to start the Kernel sixth on a fly ball out to right. We have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Trivia question, Tim Sarver, S-A-R-V-E-R. Tim says the KMRY signal is crystal clear in Fairfax, Iowa. Congratulations, Tim. The question this evening for the $5 Springhouse gift certificate. In the past 10 years at the helm with the Rockies, Tigers, and Royals, this manager has posted a .422 winning percentage. We ask you to name him. Tim Sarver did. Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell has been the victim of some poor teams, Detroit, Colorado, and the Royals. And he's still highly respected enough to be the manager for the second year in Kansas City. Strike two to Brett Martinez, 1-2 to the Kernel right-handed hitting catcher. And Brett is jammed and rolls it foul towards the Timber Rattler third base dugout. Martinez is struck out twice. Brett hitting .268. Yes, Buddy Bell managed the Tigers in 96, 97, and 98. And I'll give you his one-loss records. When 96 with Detroit, they won 53 and lost 109. A quantum leap, an improvement in 97. They went 79 and 83, but then sunk to 52 and 85 in 98 before Buddy Bell was relieved. Here's a pop foul knuckling towards the Kernel dugout. Racing over Brian Sabatella, but he just can't get there as Brett Martinez stays even on the count 2-2. Then with the Rockies in the year 2000, Buddy Bell skippered Colorado to an 82 and 80 record. 2001, they slipped to 73 and 89. And in 2002, they started 6 and 16, and that's when I believe Clint Hurdle took over. With the Royals last year, Buddy Bell came on and guided them to a 43 and 69 record. And, of course, the Royals are not playing well here in the early going this season. Strike three called to Brett Martinez for the second out here in the sixth inning. Well, Tim Sarver, congratulations. Tim Sarver's our Springhouse winner. We have a welcome guest that has stopped in, and, boy, you talk about Shangri-La or great times. Julia Jansen, Kernel broadcast assistant from last year, is here with a friend, and I was hoping Julia would make her way up here, and she has. Here's a pitch outside for ball one. Julia's with a friend, and we'll meet her in a little bit, but great to have you guys here. Please relax. Have a seat, and we'll get you another $1 draft beer here in a little bit. Maybe you don't know about the special tonight. Okay, I think they know. That's great. Everybody having fun here as the Kernel's Mark Trumbo bats. He's driven in two of the Kernel 5 runs. The 2-0 from the lefty. swing and a miss as Justin Thomas took something off that one. A right-hander is up in the Timber Rattler bullpen. He's just started to throw, and that's Nick Allen. Nick Allen is up in the Timber Rattler bullpen. Look out! A pitch up and in, and that sends Mark Trumbo spinning out of the way. 3-1 to the Colonel number 6 hitter, right-handed batter, 6'5", Mark Trumbo. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Mark told us on Brooks at Bat, the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, he's taking courses from the University of Phoenix since he passed up the opportunity. Here's a line drive, jackhammered into the left field corner, fair. Mark Trumbo is lumbering around first. The throw by Casey Craig from the left field corner, cut off. Mark Trumbo is 3 for 3. A full count pitch, and Trumbo hit it like a rocket down the third baseline into the left field corner. Trumbo is a triple away from hitting for the cycle. Mark told us that he's taking courses online through the University of Phoenix. He was ready to pitch and play first base at Southern Cal, where his father went, but as he very calmly admitted, the Angels made him a tremendous offer that he just couldn't refuse, and he's very happy as a young professional. A breaking pitch down and in to Dallas Morris. Dallas is lined to second and wrapped into a double play. We're in the home half of the 6th, and the Kernels would sure like a 2-out bolt from Dallas Morris to add another run to their 3-run lead. Ball 2 is outside. The Kernels now about hit Wisconsin 7-4. Justin Thomas is taking a little more time between his pitches now, an indication that he could be tiring. A looper into shallow right, and going back is Jairo Hernandez. He tracks it down in deep right to end the inning. Dallas Morris went the other way and hit it well, but it was caught in right to end the inning. In the 6th inning, no runs for the Kernels, 1 hit, Trumbo's third. There were no Timber Rattler errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man aboard, have stranded only 2 tonight. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's the Kernels 5, the Timber Rattlers 2. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
We go to the top of the 7th inning, and here's a chopper to short. Heinley Statia's been a busy man, and he has the ball and that throws out J.B. Tucker. 1 pitch, 1 gone here in the Wisconsin 7th inning. 5-2 Kernels. Let's count how many assists for Heinley Statia. I told you he's been busy at short. 1, 2, 3. 3 assists and 1 putout for Statia. Well, a lot of you remember Julia Jansen from last year, our broadcast assistant. She's here with her good friend, Kristen, who happens to be a nursing major at Iowa. We had Nurses Recognition Night here earlier this week, Monday night, and I can assure Julia that I didn't pick this baseball fun fact just because she was going to be here. I picked it a couple of weeks ago. It's our fun fact about the 1950 Chicago Cubs. Julia's a big Cub fan, and the 1950 Cubs fell on hard times. They set a major league record by dropping both ends of 19 doubleheaders. Ouch. That means they were swept, in other words, in 19 doubleheaders. And they went 64-89 that year, 7th place out of 8 teams in the National League. Frankie Frisch was their manager, Hall of Famer, Gas House Gang member of the Cardinals. Julia can get back at me by saying that's why the Cubs lost 19 doubleheaders. They had a former Cardinal as their manager. Julia's a big Cub fan. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen as Nick Adenhart walks Eddie Hernandez. Nick is in uncharted water. He has not gone into the 7th inning in any of his 5 starts this season. So the Kernels have right-hander Rafael Cruz, a newcomer, warming up in their bullpen. We have not seen Rafael Cruz yet this season. Strike one called into Brian Sabatella. That's hard to believe that you could lose both ends of 19 doubleheaders. Let's look at the positives. At least back in 1950, there were 19 scheduled doubleheaders. Doubleheaders are an extinction, a dinosaur. The Players Union and the owners both don't like them. The Players Union because it's hard to play 18 innings in one day. The owners because you lose a gate by 2 for the price of 1. So doubleheaders, when I was a kid, the Cardinals used to have 6 or 8, maybe even 10 doubleheaders back in the late 60s and early 70s, but those were the days. A ground ball to third. Dallas Morris throws to second out. Albano can't get the pill out of his mitt, and therefore the batter, Brian Sabatella, reaches first. Even if Marco had gotten out of his mitt, I don't know. I think the Kernels would have had a double play, but I can't be sure. Eddie Hernandez is forced third base to second, and that's 2 gone here in the 7th inning. The batter, Jairo Hernandez. Well, I'm not going to put Julia Jansen on the spot this evening. It's her night out with her friend Kristen. Here's a pitch in the dirt. The throw to second by Martinez. Not in time. Oh, brother. That was a bang-bang play as Marco Albano tried to put the tag on the sliding Brian Sabatella, but that'll be, I believe, the third wild pitch charge to Nick Adenhart. It is, and now a runner in scoring position. Our great friend from last season, Julia Jansen, will be one of the luckiest kids graduating from college. She has a job in professional baseball in a beautiful part of the country with the Casper Rockies in Casper, Wyoming. And she'll start that later this month, believe it or not. And who knows where that will take Julia if she wants to stay in professional baseball. Strike 2 called to the right-handed hitter, Jairo Hernandez. He's 0 for 2 tonight, and he's batting 143. Adenhart comes set at the letters in the 1-2 from Nick. Look out, that one is swatted hard into the backstop, and it's still 1-2. 5-2 Kernels, top of the 7th. And Wisconsin has a runner at second. A curve and a swing and a miss. Nick Adenhart with a slow change or a slow curve or a changeup records his 7th strikeout of the evening. 7 strikeouts. That'll probably be it for Nick Adenhart. He can be a winner tonight. He will not be a loser. No runs in the 7th. No hits, a walk, a wild pitch. The Kernels didn't make any errors. Wisconsin leaves 1. They've stranded 4. 7th inning stretch brought to us by Lindale Dental. Let's listen in for a moment as the kids from Erskine Elementary School will sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, brought to us by Lindale Dental Care. Dental Care bringing us the tradition and fun of the 7th inning stretch. A new hurler. A new hurler is on for Wisconsin. We'll tell you about him momentarily. You're listening after 6.5, Kernels 5, Wisconsin 2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The next time you catch yourself about ready to throw away a glass jar or glass bottle, stop. Glass jars and bottles are recyclable. Simply rinse out your glass, put the lids in your blue recycling box, and place the glass items in a plastic container. A plastic bucket or small plastic wastebasket will do just fine. Use one plastic container for clear glass and a second separate container for colored glass. Set your plastic container or containers with your glass in them next to your blue recycling box for curbside collection. Remember, glass is recyclable.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin. You know, Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
Warner Madrigal, who hit a tape measure home run over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion leading off the third, then singled and scored in the fifth. First pitch swinging against the new hurler for Wisconsin, Nick Allen, and a high pop-up to first base, and it's caught by Brian Sabatella, one away. 5-2 Kernels. Marco Albano, the right-handed hitting number 9 hitter for the Kernels from Boston College, takes ball or strike one on the inside corner. The new hurler is right-hander Nick Allen for Wisconsin. He's 22 years old, and he delivers a strike call to fastball. Allen is from Villanova in Philadelphia. Villanova, of course, known more for its great men's basketball program than baseball, but this fella, Allen, was a 21st-round pick by Seattle in 2005. He misses on a changeup on an 0-2 pitch to Albano. The final line for the lefty starter, Justin Thomas of the Timber Rattlers. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned on 7 hits, struck out 7, and walked 1. So he pitched well. Albano swings and misses, and 2 away quickly here in the Kernels' 7th inning. Brad Kuhn is 1 for 3 tonight. He singled his last time up. I hope that Julia Jansen, our guest, and her friend Kristen have seen the wonderful new presence that their soon-to-be alma mater has. The University of Iowa has, here's a bunt up the third baseline, just foul, strike one. The gold dome of the old Capitol in Iowa City highlights a clean, beautiful message on the right center field wall, the University of Iowa. And the reason the Iowa marketing folks wanted that big a presence here at the ballpark, they're the only sign on the wall in right field. They want their alums to come here and feel proud of their relationship with the university. And that's quite a statement by the University of Iowa to have that beautiful sign between the 403 and 390 mark in right center field. Brad Kuhn takes ball 1. It's 1-1. Sometimes the simplest message is the most powerful. Allen delivers, strike 2 called on the outside edge. It looks like we've seen the last of Nick Adenhart. If so, he went 7 innings, allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned on just 4 hits. Let's see if Brad Kuhn can come out of this 1-2 hole and reach with 2 outs here in the 7th. He jackknifes out of the way of a delivery inside, and that's ball 2. My count has Nick Adenhart striking out 7 in 7 innings and walking 1 and uncorking 3 wild pitches. Kuhn waits on a changeup and whistles it foul straight back. 2-2 to Brad Kuhn. Bases empty, 2 gone. Bottom of the 7th as Allen tries to retire the Kernels in order for the first time since the starter, Justin Thomas, did it in the first. Ooh, a backdoor curve just missed, and it's ball 3. Well, we've had our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. We've had our baseball fun fact. We've had a visit from Jaredon Engen of Erskine. Swing and a miss by Brad Kuhn to end the Kernels' 7th inning. Down in order go the Kernels in the home half of the 7th. A new hurler will make his Kernel debut in the top of the 8th inning. Right-hander Rafael Cruz. We don't know anything about him, but we'll see what kind of stuff he has trying to protect a lead of 5-2 for the Kernels. After 7, it is 5-2 Kernels. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Step up to the plate this summer and nominate your favorite Cedar Rapids Kernel for the Rockwell Collins Fans' Choice Award. Every time you catch a Kernels game, fill out a Fans' Choice ballot to recognize the efforts of your favorite ball players. Then drop the ballot in the designated box at the souvenir stand. During the season's final homestand, Rockwell Collins will present the Fans' Choice Trophy to the player with the most votes and make a donation to that player's favorite charity. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, teammates working for a better community.
Worked hard, and you're finally your own boss. As a business owner, you may not want to hear the word liability, but it comes with the territory. Smart business owners protect their investments with a business owner's policy from Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha. Neighbor Insurance Services can show you how to secure the right amount of protection for your business at affordable rates. Your business is important. See Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha for business owners insurance.
As we go to the 8th inning, U.S. Cellular sponsors a Kernel call to the bullpen. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes, only from U.S. Cellular. A right-hander, Rafael Cruz, is making his Kernel debut, and he has a 5-2 lead with which to work. Rafael Cruz could not be found in the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim media guide, so we know very little about him, other than he is given the responsibility of facing the top of the Wisconsin order here in the top of the 8th inning. Jeffrey Dominguez was 0 for 3 against the Kernel starter, Nick Adenhart, who was spectacular tonight. The 19-year-old went 7 innings, allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned on 4 hits. Here's a ground ball to first. Terrific stop to his right by Trumbo, and he underhands to Cruz for the out. Mark Trumbo not only has 3 hits tonight, but he took a hit away from Jeffrey Dominguez. Dominguez hit it hard to the left of Trumbo. Mark reached behind him. That ball was actually by him. He stabbed it, then underhanded to Cruz, led Rafael perfectly for the 3-1 putout, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th inning. The batter, Casey Craig, he reached 3 times against the Kernel departed starter, Nick Adenhart. Rafael delivers a strike called on the outside corner. Ryan Aldridge, I think that's who it is. Yes, Ryan Aldridge is now warming up in the Kernel right field bullpen. And a pitch inside, and that's ball 1. Now a pitch swatted foul off the mask of catcher Brett Martinez, evening the count 2-2 to the batter. Afternoon action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Brad Gunn. First, the 1-2 delivery to Casey Craig. And that one is lifted foul off the top of the backstop, caught by the on-deck hitter for the Timber Rattlers, Ron Garth. At Miller Park this afternoon, the Brewers knocked off the Giants 7-4. At U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, the White Sox dumped Seattle 4-1. The 1-2 to the left-handed batter is bounced to first. Trumbo has it on 2 hops, shovels to the pitcher, Cruz covering, nothing to it, and 2 away here in the Wisconsin 8th inning, 5-2 Kernels. At the Coliseum this afternoon, the Athletics clobbered the Indians 12-4. And the big story of the day, our parent club, the Angels, broke a 6-game losing streak. They knocked off the Tigers 7-2 at Comerica Park. Former Colonel Casey Kochman hit 6th in the Angel lineup and homered. Former Colonel Howie Kendrick had a hit, served as the designated hitter, batted 7th in Mike Scioscia's order. Former Colonel catcher Mike Napoli, in his first big league at bat, hit a home run. And former Colonel shortstop Tommy Murphy played center field, and he had a hit. He batted 9th. 4 former Colonels were in Mike Scioscia's lineup in Detroit this afternoon as the Angels tamed the Tigers 7-2 and broke a 6-game losing streak. A slow roller foul by Ron Garth. He's in the hole, 0-2. Garth is nothing for 3 tonight.
He is 40.
Well, some fella being congratulated for turning 40, and I'm not sure that's cause for celebration. Here's a swing and a foul straight back. And it's still 0-2 to Ron Garth. Garth, a .286 hitter, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Outfield plays Ron straight away. Rafael Cruz with the 0-2. Ooh, he just missed outside with the fastball. Base is empty, 2 away. Top of the 8th inning, 5-2 Kernels. We're right back here tomorrow at noon for Cinco de Mayo. A bouncer to third. Dallas Morris charges on the run, throws just in time to get Ron Garth, and a 1-2-3 inning in his Colonel debut for right-hander Rafael Cruz. Down in order go the Timber Rattlers in the top of the 8th inning. As we head to the lower half of the 8th, the Kernels on top of Wisconsin, 5-2. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and the Kernels ahead 5-2. Have Ryan Aldridge warming up down the right field line and send Heinle Stacia to the plate to face right-hander Nick Allen. Nick on relief of starter Justin Thomas, and Heinle Stacia has an RBI tonight on a ground ball. He's 0 for 3, and he rips a 1-0-1 pitch hard into right for a leadoff single. Heinle Stacia batting, and the right fielder falls down, may have hurt himself, gets the ball back in. It's a single and an error on Jairo Hernandez. Hernandez fell awkwardly, might have twisted his ankle. No, he's all right. That's the second error committed by the Wisconsin right fielder, Jairo Hernandez. He got over. Oh, he didn't slip. The ball just crawled up his glove for an error. It's a single and an error, and Stacia's at second with nobody out. Jordan Renz looks at strike one called. That hit by Heinle Stacia, his first of the ball game, to go along with a RBI ground out. The second error committed in right field by Jairo Hernandez. It's been a tough night for him out there. A high drive into left center. On the run is Casey Craig. He comes together with the center fielder, Mike Saunders, and Saunders, with his first putout of the evening, makes the catch in left center field. Jordan Wren stroked that one off the end of the bat, and he flies to center for the first out here in the Colonel 8th inning. Now Flint Whipke will bat. Flint had 8 hits in the Kernels. There goes Stacia. Now he stops. A strike at the knees. Heinle draws a throw at second from J.B. Tucker, the catcher, but gets back safely. Nick Allen is 1-0 this year. The right-hander, a 4.73 earned run average. He's working out of the Wisconsin bullpen for the 9th time. Has given up 20 hits in 13 and a third innings. Struck out 6 and walked 5. The 0-1 is just inside, and it's 1-1 to Flint Whipke, who tripled and scored in the 4th inning. Ryan Aldridge appears ready to try to come in the top of the 9th inning. Here's a ground ball hit sharply up the middle. Diving stop by Dominguez. Throws to first. Not in time. It's another hit for Flint Whipke. Jeffrey Dominguez saved a run, though, as he dove to his left headlong, prevented Whipke's ground ball from going into center field, and therefore Stacia had to halt at third. Whipke has his second hit tonight. That's 5 games in a row that Flint Whipke has gone 2 for 4. Flint signaled safe himself as he crossed first base to let that base umpire know that he'd beaten it out. First and third, 1 out for Brett Martinez. Brett had an awful time trying to solve Justin Thomas, the lefty, who went 6 innings. He struck out Brett 3 times. So even though Allen's a right-hander, I bet that Brett Martinez is happy to be facing this right-hander, Nick Allen, rather than the starter, southpaw Justin Thomas. There goes the runner, a ground ball to third. The only place to throw to first, and that's what Ron Garth does. An RBI for Brett Martinez to make it 6-2. And the fact that Bobby Magallanes started Flint Whipke kept the Kernels out of a double play. The third baseman's only play was to throw out Brett Martinez, which Garth did. Brett has his 9th run driven in of the year, and the Kernels have upped their lead to 6-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Kernels are trying to whip the Timber Rattlers for the 4th time in 4 games. Here's Mark Trumbo, who's a triple away from the cycle. A ground ball to the first baseman. Brian Sabatella has it, underhands to first, and for the first time tonight, Wisconsin gets Mark Trumbo on a first base to pitcher covering put out. In the 8th, 1 run for the Kernels on 2 hits. 1 error by the Timber Rattlers, their second of the evening, and the Kernels leave 1 man aboard and have stranded 3 tonight. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Ryan Aldridge will come on. The Kernels lead Wisconsin after 8. 6-2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Top of the ninth inning, 6-2 Kernels, and a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen summons in Ryan Aldridge, a right-hander. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Ryan Aldridge appearing for the first time since the series opener against South Bend here on Saturday night. Aldridge earned a save, went one inning, allowed no runs, one hit, struck out 3, walked 2, in saving a Kernel 4-2 win on that drizzly, cold evening Saturday night here at home. Ball one upstairs from Aldridge to Mike Saunders. The cleanup batter is 1 for 4. The Kernels lead it 6-2 and have out-hit Wisconsin 9-4. Ryan Aldridge misses just low for ball 2 to left-handed hitting Mike Saunders. Rafael Cruz retired the side in order in his Kernel debut, the top 3 in the Timber Rattler lineup. A high drive way back in center. Brad Kuhn drifting in front of the track, has room, and makes the catch. Mike Saunders gave it a ride, hit it about 385 feet into straightaway center, and Brad Kuhn calmly drifted back and caught it. A couple of long balls, one by... Now we have a new left fielder, and I missed Al Gruwell's announcement, so I'll get my binoculars out. We have a new left fielder for the Kernels. Luis Valbuena takes a strike. Madison Edwards is in left field for Flint Whipke. The count even now, 1-1. 2. Valbuena is Aldridge missed high. Kernels lead it by 4 here in the top of the ninth inning, trying to go 4-1 on this 8-game homestand. Valbuena falls behind 1-2 as he slices a drive foul over the grandstand roof. 1,312 here for Bucket Cup Thursday. 12-ounce draft beer and a 12-ounce soda, only $1. Slushies were only $1. Here's a pitch tomahawk foul onto the grass slope seating berm, parallel to the left field line. The wind has calmed considerably. It's no longer a factor. Ryan Aldridge ahead of the left-handed hitter Valbuena. 1-2, brings it. Did the batter go around? I think he did. Yes, he did, on a pitch down and in. And Luis Valbuena is upset with the call by the plate umpire, but he is gone on strikes. 2 away here in the Timber Rattler ninth inning. 6-2 Kernels. Nick Adenhart, the pitcher of record for the Kernels, is trying to raise his record to 4-0. Strike one called, and that's strike one to J.B. Tucker, the catcher, singled and scored on a ground ball out in the 5th inning. The pitcher of record for Wisconsin, their starter, Justin Thomas. Swing and a miss by Tucker. And now the Kernels are 1 out and 1 strike away from a series opening win. 0-2 to the batter, J.B. Tucker. And a fly ball down the right field line. Madrigal on the run. Can't get it. It one hops the wall at the 325 mark. And speeding into second with a 2-out double is J.B. Tucker. Tucker hit it well off the end of the bat. Stroked it down the right field line. Madrigal came close but just couldn't get there. And that hits the second of the evening for the Timber Rattler catcher. He's at second with 2 out. The 5th hit of the ball game for Wisconsin. Brett Martinez goes out to the hill to have a word with Ryan Aldridge. Now the crowd here on Erskine Elementary School night comes to life as Eddie Hernandez, a left-handed batter, takes ball 1 high. Ryan Aldridge is 1-2 this year with 3 saves. Swing and a miss on an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the Bank Iowa Speed Pitch Indicator panel on the lower portion of the scoreboard. 1-1 to the left-handed batter Hernandez. Ryan, 1-2, 5.73 ERA. He's on for the 10th time, 3 saves. In 11 innings, he's allowed 12 hits. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Aldridge, for the second batter in a row, is within 1 out and 1 strike of helping the Kernels secure a victory in the series opener here against the Timber Rattlers with a noon start tomorrow. Ryan comes set at the belt. Hernandez takes strike 3 called. Strike 3 called to Eddie Hernandez. 1 inning of work for Ryan Aldridge. He gives up no runs, a 2-out double, 1 hit. There were no Kernel errors in the 9th. Wisconsin leaves a runner. They stranded 5. And the Kernels open this 4-game series with a 6-2 triumph over the Timber Rattlers. The game only took 2 hours and 9 minutes. And we'll have the totals, highlights, and more coming up next for you on the Kernel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
John Rogers back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium where the Kernels won it 6-2. I'll have totals, highlights, and more for you in just a moment here on the Kernel Radio Network.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action. Let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Nick Adenhart was sensational. The 19-year-old helped lead the Kernels to a series opening win here behind powerful bats, home runs by Mark Trumbo, and the first of the year for Warner Madrigal. And the Kernels cruise to a 6-2 opening series win here against Wisconsin. Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's a delightful 59 degrees, and the Kernels have gone to 4-1 on their 8-game homestand with this series opening win against a Timber Rattler team that was 7-4 on the road. The Kernels beat Wisconsin 3 times before Easter up in Appleton and prevail again here this evening. Nick Adenhart surrendered one of his 4 hits to Casey Craig, a one-out double in the first inning, but then struck out Ron Garth and Mike Saunders to end that first inning Wisconsin threat. Meanwhile, the lefty out of Youngstown State, Justin Thomas, set the Kernels down in order in the first inning. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning, Mark Trumbo belted a home run over the center field wall, 400 feet away, over the 8-foot-high green-padded wall. The home run by Trumbo is 3rd of the year, and another $25 donated to the Haycap Food Reservoir in the PRC Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. PRC, the former Access Direct, proud to support the communities where their employees live and work, and Trumbo's home run in the second made it 1-0 and added another $25 to the Home Runs for the Hungry campaign from PRC to the Haycap Food Reservoir. Warner Madrigal led off the second, and he hit one into orbit over the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion into a yard across 8th Avenue for his first extra base hit of the year. It made it 2-0 Kernels. It was the 11th Kernel home run of the spring, and now the total is $275 that PRC has donated to the Haycap Food Reservoir. $25 for every home run this year by the Kernels to the Haycap Food Reservoir from PRC's Community Care. And Madrigal's leadoff homer in the second made it 2-0 Kernels and up the season total to $275 from PRC to the Haycap Food Reservoir. In the 4th inning, Jordan Renz drew a leadoff walk, stole second. Flint Whipke then tripled over right fielder Jairo Hernandez's head, tripled home Renz to make it 3-0. 1 out later, Mark Trumbo singled in Whipke from third to make it 4-0. It was the second of 3 hits in a row by Trumbo. With the score 4-0, Nick Adenhart surrendered a run in the 5th inning, allowed a leadoff single to J.B. Tucker. Then a wild pitch allowed Tucker to advance not only to second, but all the way to third. Eddie Hernandez wrapped out to short up the middle, scoring J.B. Tucker and cutting the Kernel lead to 4-1. The Kernels came right back with an unearned run in the 5th inning, a leadoff single to right by Madrigal. He went to third when Jairo Hernandez made the first of his 2 errors tonight, a base hit into right by Brad Kuhn. Madrigal went to third on the error in right and scored on a Heinle Stacia ground ball out to third. That made it 5-1 Kernels. In the 6th inning, Wisconsin capitalized on the only Kernel error of the evening with 1 out. Casey Craig had his ball in left field dropped by Flint Whipke, the only Kernel error of the evening. Craig went to third on a Nick Adenhart wild pitch, and he crossed the plate on a Ron Garth groundout, and that run was the second of the evening, scored by Wisconsin, and it cut the Kernel lead to 5-2. The Kernels scored a run in the 8th inning off reliever Nick Allen to make it 6-2, a leadoff single by Stacia. He went to second on an error in right by Jairo Hernandez, and then Heinle went to third on an infield single by Flint Whipke. Whipke has 5 games in a row now where he's gone 2 for 4. Flint's infield single advanced Stacia to third, and Heinle scored on a ground ball out to third by Brett Martinez. Rafael Cruz, making his Kernel debut, retired the top 3 in the Wisconsin order in the top of the 8th. Ryan Aldridge surrendered a 2-out double in the 9th to J.B. Tucker, but struck out Eddie Hernandez looking to help the Kernels secure a 6-2 victory. For the Kernels, 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The Kernels stranded 3 men tonight. Wisconsin, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. The Timber Rattlers left 5 men aboard. Winning pitcher Nick Adenhart, 4-0. Thomas, the lefty, the starter. Justin Thomas, the loser. He's 2-3. The game only took 2 hours and 9 minutes, and 1,312 were here to see the Kernels win the opener over Wisconsin 6-2. The Kernels run their record now to 4-0 against the Timber Rattlers this season. I'll be back in just a moment, and we'll enjoy our PRC play of the game. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odysseys. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Sean Rogers with you on the Colonel Curtain Call. After the Kernels knock off the Timber Rattlers 6-2 tonight behind Nick Adenhart, he's now 4-0. PRC, who donated another $50 thanks to Trumbo and Madrigal home runs early in the game tonight. They donated another $50 to the Haycap Food Reservoir in their Home Runs for the Hungry campaign. PRC is now proud to bring you the PRC Kernel Play of the Game. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. They call their benefit package Life Essentials, and that's what they are. They include competitive pay, paid training, flexible schedule, casual work environment. PRC will provide you with medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, and a 401k retirement savings plan. If you'd like to learn more about an amazing team that cares for your needs and gives you the ability to grow, visit PRC on their website, www.prcnet.com. PRC, the former Access Direct here in Cedar Rapids. Flint Whipke tripled home Jordan Renz in the Kernel fourth inning to give the Kernels a 3-0 lead. Whipke was at third with one out, and Mark Trumbo was at the plate for the Kernels, looking to drive home Flint. Here's our PRC play of the game.
A line drive, smash, past third, down the left field line. Whipke scores from third. The left fielder, Casey Craig, gets it back in, and Mark Trumbo almost took the glove off Ron Garth, the third baseman. No error charged on Garth. That pitch was ripped to the right of Garth at third, down the left field line, an RBI single for Mark Trumbo. He gets Whipke home to make it 4-0 Kernels here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
That's our PRC play of the game. Mark Trumbo homered, singled in a run and doubled, and played flawless defense at first in helping the Kernels beat the Timber Rattlers 6-2 here tonight. The Kernel record in the first half is now 14-13. Mark Trumbo's RBI single, our PRC play of the game. It came in the fourth inning to chase home Flint Whipke, who had tripled home Jordan Renz. A timeout here on the Kernel Curtain Call, and when we return, we'll have our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mash up of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. I'm a pepper. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Woo! Dr. Pepper. There's more to it.
John Rogers back at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Kernels have opened this series against Wisconsin with a 6-2 triumph behind right-hander Nick Adenhart, who's now 4-0. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, and Brad Dunn sponsor our State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Let's start in the American League this afternoon. The big news from Detroit. The Angels tamed the Tigers 7-2 to snap a 6-game losing skid, and former Kernels Casey Kochman, Howie Kendrick, Mike Napoli, and Tommy Murphy were in Mike Socha's starting lineup. Kochman homered, Kendrick had a hit, Napoli homered in his first Major League at-bat. Former Kernel catcher Mike Napoli, Tommy Murphy in his big league debut in center field also had a hit, helping the Angels rub out the Tigers 7-2. Today at U.S. Cellular Field, former Colonel Bobby Jenks got his 10th save as the White Sox upended Seattle 4-1. And this afternoon in Oakland, the A's pounded the Indians 4-2. They're in the, well, let's check. In Boston, I had a piece of my pencil on the paper and it slipped off. They are in the top of the ninth inning at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox are leading Toronto 7-4 in the top of the ninth at Fenway. The Yankees are clubbing the Devil Rays at Tropicana Field 10-5. That game's in the bottom of the eighth inning. There will be more Yankee fans at Tropicana Field than Devil Ray fans, I can tell you that. In the top of the sixth inning, Texas all over the Orioles 8-0 from the ballpark in Arlington. They're in the top of the sixth at the Metrodome, and the Royals hold a 1-0 lead over the Twins. In the National League this afternoon at Miller Park, it was the Brewers toppling the Giants 7-4. A final tonight from Shea Stadium. The Mets blanked the Pirates 6-0. The Marlins are stomping the Nationals in the bottom of the ninth inning at RFK Stadium. Florida 11, Washington 3. The Phillies are at Citizens Bank Ballpark, and at home they lead the Braves 5-3 in the top of the eighth inning. Bottom of the fifth inning at Minute Maid Park, the Astros hold a 3-2 lead over the Cardinals. The Reds are ahead of the Rockies at Coors Field in Denver 6-1 in the top of the sixth inning. The Cubs are batting in the top of the first, just underway at Chase Ballpark in Phoenix, and the Dodgers host the Padres a little bit later this evening. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Al Shetler. Tonight, Mark Trumbo had 3 hits. Madrigal hit his first home run. Nick Adenhart only allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits in 7 innings. The Kernels out-hit the Timber Rattlers 9-5, and the Kernels won it 6-2 and have a 4-1 record on this 8-game homestand. Tomorrow morning here on KMRY, we'll greet you at 11:40 with the Ask the Manager show on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show. Your questions tomorrow morning to Colonel Field General Bobby Magallanes. The Kernels win it 6-2, thanks to our great friend from Erskine, Nancy Erickson, and 5th grader Jaredon Engen, who was our guest from Erskine. 6-2 Kernels our final. So long from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Noon game tomorrow. This has been Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.